Evening, everybody. How are you all doing? Evening to our party quiz. Definitely is a party quiz this evening, and let's just make sure we're going on all channels. Let's just make sure. We did get going on YouTube last night, so fingers crossed. Yippee. So, how are you all keeping? How are you all doing this Saturday afternoon, evening? Hello, Kieran. Hey, Martin. Hey, Big Alex. Hey, Joe in London. Billy, Jimmy, Monica, Sandra, Kathleen, Jimmy, you're all very, very welcome to our Saturday afternoon, evening party quiz. Rachel, you got your jammies on Cuba Libre? Yeah, you'll be up those stairs before 10:30 this evening. It was good fun, wasn't it? And good evening from the McKenzies and Fred in Sarasota, and Brian and Claire and Thomas and the Sandbaggers on YouTube. Just a couple of quick mentions. Firstly, from William up in Derry, Martin and Tiffany, Martin and Tiff, hi, you're down visiting Margaret, so hi. And I'm a little bit sad this evening because we've lost one of our quizzers, my cousin Donna Reynolds, who was a regular tuner-inner, sadly passed away in New York. So to all Donna's family, and a big hello and lots of love from all of your cousins in Ireland and everybody from the kitchen. So that was a bit of sad news today. So anyway, Donna was a fighter, and she would have said the show must go on. So what have I got in store for you this evening? Sorry guys, I'll be okay. We've got 4 rounds. We've got 3 famous cans. We've got 3 forever young. We've got 3 famous sporting most. So a little bit of sport this evening. Hey, quarantine quizzers. We've got 3 catchphrases. They're catching on. We have 12 justice movies with a kind of fair play justice theme. Welcome to 5 o'clock somewhere. Hey, Cora, Robert, Michelle, barking mad from Antrim and Leicester, as always. Then we'll do 3 connections, a small taster of connections this evening, 3 movie common denominators, 3 wonderful music firsts, 3 phrases we use, and then we'll finish, because it is Saturday, we'll finish with Stephen, Jane, thank you, Jane, and we'll finish with 10 tunes, which I've called Poetry in Motion. Anyway, it's the best I could come up with. Evening, Brendan. So just get yourselves all settled in. The rules are dead simple. No cheating. And no answers on the feet. And over the next week or so, I'll bring you up to date on our plans for our wonderful website, where Paddy and others will be able to play music till our heart's content, and we'll have a proper quiz music channel. So all good. You's all doing okay, and sure, let's get going. We had good fun last night, and let's do the same again this evening on YouTube and on Facebook. So, every answer's worth a point. I should have said there's 48 points up for grabs this evening, and I'll have you all tucked up by 10:15 BST. Okay, Rachel? 3 famous Kens. Famous Ken number 1. Famous Ken number 1. Kenny Dalglish managed 3 English clubs. Kenny Dalglish managed 3 English clubs. Liverpool, Blackburn Rovers, and which other? Kenny Dalglish is your famous Ken number 1. He managed 3 English clubs. Liverpool, Blackburn Rovers, and which other is your famous Ken number 1? Hey, Margaret. 2 Margarets. And William up in Derry. And Sean and Michael. So Kenny Dalglish managed 3 English clubs. I give you Liverpool, I give you Blackburn Rovers, but I didn't give you which other is your famous Ken number 1. Famous Ken number 2. Hi Keith. Famous Ken number 2. Partner Barbara Millicent Roberts. First appearance was March 9, 1959. What a great year. But who is Ken Carson is your famous Ken number 2. So pay attention. Partner was Barbara Millicent Roberts. First appearance was March 9, 1959. But who is Ken Carson is your famous Ken number 2. Ken Carson, partner of Barbara Millicent Roberts? What's he talking about? Did you get any company, Sam? Or are you in home alone in Coleraine? Did you get the old famous Ken too? Ken Carson? And your famous Ken number 3. Kenneth Elton Kesey, or Kesey. Kenneth Elton Kesey, born September 17, 1935, wrote which famous 1962 novel set in an Oregon psychiatric hospital is your famous Ken number 3. Kenneth Elton Kesey, or Casey, September 17, 1935, wrote which very famous 1962 novel set in an Oregon psychiatric hospital is your famous Ken number 3. Hello, Jane. Hey, Pauline. And don't worry if you're late tuning in. We'll, as we always do, we'll do a recap at the end of each round. 4 rounds this evening. 48 points up for grabs, and at the end of each round, share your team name, where you're from, and how well you're doing. 4, 5, and 6. Your next set of 3 are Forever Young. 3 Forever Young. Forever Young number 1, or question 4, died at the tender age of 21, a Native American. Clue is a Disney production, 1995. So died at the tender age of only 21, a Native American. And your big clue, a Disney production, 1995. Name this Native American who died at the tender age of 21. Is your Forever Young number 1. Just the 3 locals, Sam. Forever Young number 2. Forever Young number 2. An ancient Egyptian pharaoh died at the age of 19. Discovered in the tomb designated KV62 by Howard Carter in 1922. Name this ancient Egyptian pharaoh, died at the age of 19, discovered in the tomb designated KV62 by Howard Carter in 1922. And get the spelling right. Only kidding. Is your Forever Young number 2? Okie dokes. Forever Young number 3. Hello Mary. Hey Colin. Forever Young number 3. Good question. A quizzy question. I know it's a party quiz, but we have to put in the odd quizzy one to separate the wheat from the chaff, the sheep from the goats. Forever Young number 3. Who gave up his seat on the ill-fated flight in 1959 that killed Buddy Holly, aged 22? On that plane were Buddy, JP the Big Bopper Richardson and Richie Valens. But who gave up his seat and survived the ill-fated flight 1959, as they say, the day that music died? Hey Mark, in your Forever Young number 3, who gave up his seat and survived the day that music died in 1959 that killed Buddy Holly, Richie Valens and JP the Big Bopper Richardson? Is your Forever Young number 3? Quizzy, tricky. Okay. Your next set of 3, a little bit of sport. A little bit of sport. So, 3 famous sporting mosts, and you get a list. So anything like this, I encourage you to jot these down. So we start with F1. We start with Formula 1. So you're going to get the top Formula 1 World Drivers' Champions in terms of numbers of Formula 1 World Drivers' Champions of the year. So Michael Schumacher is your first one that you jot down. He's won more than anybody. 7. Lewis Hamilton is second on 6. And Juan Manuel Fangio is third with 5. Who's fourth? Who's fourth? And there's 2 of them tied in 4th spot in the all-time World Drivers' Championships in terms of volume numbers. Michael Schumacher has been World Drivers' Champion 7 times, Lewis Hamilton 6, and Fangio 5. So the question is, who's fourth? Joint fourth. The 2 next most successful drivers in terms of World Championship successes. Okay, give you a few moments on that one. The tied 4th most successful drivers in terms of World Championship successes after Schumacher, Hamilton and Fangio. Your next famous sporting mosts are football and Premier League. So most Premier League titles, the top three, and the question is, who's fourth? Top three, Man U, Manchester United with 13, Chelsea with 5, Manchester City with 4. So Man U, Chelsea, Man City. Who's the fourth most successful in terms of Premier League title successes after Man U, Chelsea and Manchester City? Is your famous sporting mosts 2? Okay. Famous sporting mosts 3. Super Bowl champions. Yep, Super Bowl champions. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to get the top 4 because 3 and 4 are tied, and then you have to give me 5th. So the New England Patriots, 6 times Super Bowl champions. So jot that down, the New England Patriots. Pittsburgh Steelers, they also have got 6 successes. Then we have the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers have 5 apiece. So you're looking for the next most successful Super Bowl or NFL teams defined as Super Bowl champions. So jot these down. New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers, 6 apiece. Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers, 5 apiece. So the next most successful, and again, there's 2 of them tied in, what would that be? Tied in 5th spot. So Formula One, after Schumacher, Hamilton and Fangio, 2 drivers, 4th most successful in terms of world championships. Premier League titles, Man U, Chelsea, Man City. 1 team after that, who's the 4th most successful in terms of Premier League successes. Evening column height, Norman, and Super Bowl champions. New England Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers, Dallas Cowboys, and the 49ers. Who's next? And there's 2 of them tied, but like F1. Okay, your final three in round 1. We have got say what you see, or write down what you see. No answers on the feed, remember. So we've got 3 catchphrases. So good luck after sporting mosts. Say what you see. So catchphrase number 1. Good luck. Say what you see. Hey Laura, thinking about you. Hello Ellen, Naomi. So say what you see, catchphrase number 1. Okie dokes. Catchphrase number 2 in round 1. Say what you see. Evening, Brendan. Sean Paul. So say what you see is your catchphrase number 2 or your penultimate question 11 in round 1. And your final catchphrase, say what you see, final question in round 1, say what you see, number 3. Okay, let's do a recap, especially for those teams maybe who weren't there at the get-go. Your questions recap for round 1 on a graphic. Thanks, Alan, at Art Media, as always. So, we had your 3 famous Kens. So, Kenny Dalglish managed 3 English clubs. I give you Liverpool, I give you Blackburn. I didn't give you the 3rd club, which is the one I'm after. Partner Barbara Millicent Roberts first appeared in March 9, 1959. Who is Ken Carson? For heaven's sake, is your famous Ken number 2. Famous Ken number 3, Kenneth Elton Kesey, born September 17, 1935, wrote which famous 1962 novel set in an Oregon psychiatric hospital. Your 3 Forever Young, died at the tender age of 21, a Native American. Clue, Disney production. The year was 1995. Is your big clue for the Native American who died at 21. Forever Young number 2, the ancient Egyptian pharaoh, died at age 19, discovered in the tomb designated KV62 by Howard Carter in 1922. And then Forever Young number 3, who gave up his seat and survived by doing so on the ill-fated flight in 59 that killed Buddy Holly, aged only 22, JP the Big Bobber Richardson, and Richie Valance, who gave up his seat and survived. Your famous sporting mosts, the 4th-ish kind of top Formula 1 drivers' champions. Michael Schumacher won 7, he's number 1 in pole position, forgive the pun. Lewis Hamilton 6, Juan Manuel Fangio. The 2 drivers tied in 4th spot after those big 3. Most Premier League titles, Man United 13, Chelsea 5, Man City 4. Who has the next number of Premier League titles and the 4th most successful club by definition? Super Bowl champions, I give you the top 4, tied on 6. The New England Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers, and tied on 5 Super Bowl successes, the Cowboys and the 49ers, the 2 NFL teams who came next. And then we did your 3 catchphrases. Catchphrase 1, say what you see 1. Catchphrase 2, say what you see, Hey Joe, Lindsay. And finally, catchphrase 3. So, because of the sporting kind of ties, there were 14 points in that first round available. How did you get on? Do you feel positive? Do you feel confident? Well, let's put you out of your misery. Here's your answers to round 1. So your famous Kens. Kenny Dalglish managed Newcastle United. Outside of those 2, Ken Carson and Barbara Millicent Roberts is Barbie and Ken. Did you get that? And Ken Kesey became a movie. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest about the Oregon Psychiatric Hospital. Your Forever Youngs, respectively. Pocahontas, the Native American. Tutankhamun, the ancient Egyptian pharaoh. You had to get both those spellings right. Only kidding. And Waylon Jennings gave up his seat and survived the day that music died. Did you get tied on four? With four, Alain Prost and Sebastian Vettel. Did you get Arsenal as the fourth most successful in terms of Premier League titles? And tied in next spot after the Patriots, the Steelers, the Cowboys and the 49ers. Well done if anybody got Green Bay Packers and the New York Giants. And welcome to the Thunderbroads. Anna, Mona, Martina and Cora. As always, you're very welcome. Okay, your next round is movie. Identify the movies. There's a dozen of them. They've got a kind of justice theme. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So 12 very famous movies, kind of all about justice. Okay, identify the movies. Movie number 1. Good luck. Good scoring, Houston, no problem, and Carnegie and Eurowalls. Pugwash, as always. Consistently good scoring, guys. Well done. And Spotted Justice, movie number 2. Good luck. Sticking with the old justice theme, famous movie number 3. Name the movie. Had it before. No apologies for once again. Justice movie. Name the movie. Number 4. My favourite. Movie number 5. Good scoring Lockdown and Shamrock Solitude. Justice movie. Name this. 6. Great show. Excellent, Rachel. Bit of justice. Movie number 7. Name the movie. Number 8. Spot of Justice. Name the movie. Number 9. After 9, we'll do 10. Number 11. Appears in every quiz. And your final Justice movie. Tricky. 12. Okay, we'll do a quick fly through. 12 movies with a justice theme. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Number 8. Number 9. Justice 10. It sure is, Jane. 11. And finally, movie 12. Okay, so 12 movies, 12 points, which would take your aggregate running total to a max of 26 thus far. So your answers to your movie rounds, and after round 2, when you get these answers, we'll do round 3. Your answers to your justice movies. So, did you get Shane? Did you get Mississippi Burning? Did you get Philadelphia? Did you get my favourite, 12 Angry Men? Did you get Erin Brockovich? Did you get the wonderful Hidden Figures? Did you identify Tom Cruise in The Firm? Spotlight, wonderful show. A Time to Kill, Matthew McConaughey. Ghost, Shawshank, making its weekly appearance. And The Accused. Well done if you got Kelly McGillis and Jodie Foster in The Accused. So, 26. How are you getting on? So keep posting your good scoring, Keith. So let me know out of 26 how you're getting on. And we're at the halfway point. We've got 2 exciting rounds left. We've got some connections. We've got some phrases, some wonderful music firsts, something else I've forgotten, and we'll finish with 10 tunes. Poetry in Motion. Good scoring. Tempire, Billy, Paddy, Comfortably Done. And stay tuned over the next week or 2 as we progress our website. I'll need your participation and support on that one. Okay, your final round is music. This isn't final round. This is round 3. Good scoring, Martin. Good scoring, Lockdown. Cahiz in the Doll, good scoring. And Pugwash, awesome scoring. So, round 3, we'll start with 3 connections. You get a full course, excellent. The Waltons, Rhonda. So you get 3 bits of information, random pieces of information, and you figure out what connects. On your quiz for quizzers quiz on a Friday, you get a full course. On a Saturday, you just get a little side dish. So, 3 connections. Connection number 1. What connects? Frank McCourt Frank McCourt. Cricket. And a 1980 David Bowie hit. David Bowie hit in 1980. Cricket and Frank McCourt is your What Connects number one. Cricket. David Bowie hit 1980. And Frank McCourt. What connects? Good scoring, it's Quizmas. Good scoring, True Grit. Team Dev. Finding it tough, but you'll come good. You'll come good, Hannah. What connects these three? What connects the Torah scrolls, Indiana Jones, and the mountain of Ararat? Mount Ararat, Indiana Jones, and the Torah scrolls is your obtuse. What connects number two? Good scoring, the Friars. Good scoring, fantastic. Indiana Jones, the Torah scrolls, Mount Ararat. What connects? And your final connection on our mini connections. What connects? Rolls Royce. Yep, Rolls Royce. A 1910 Gaston Leroux novel and an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical. And a Spirit is your final connection. Rolls Royce, a Spirit, and your 1910 Gaston Leroux novel and Andrew Lloyd Webber musical is your What Connects number three. Okay, 4, 5, and 6 are your movie common denominators. You get 3 movies and you have to figure out the common denominator of each of them. And there's 3 of them. So movie common denominator set, number 1, the actor or actress who appeared, starred in these 3. So your first set of 3. The common denominator, please. Murder on the Orient Express, Dunkirk, and The Boat That Rocked. Movie common denominator number 1. The Boat That Rocked, Dunkirk, and Murder on the Orient Express is your movie common denominator number 1. Movie common denominator number 2, your second set of 3. Who starred in these 3? The Big Lebowski, Crazy Heart, and Fearless is your common denominator number 2. Fearless, Crazy Heart, and The Big Lebowski is your movie common denominator number 2. The Big Lebowski, Crazy Heart, and Fearless. tricky number 3 movie common denominator. So, these three, actor or actress, Far From Heaven, Still Alice, Crazy Stupid Love. Crazy Stupid Love, Still Alice, and Far From Heaven is your rather tricky movie common denominator number 3. Far From Heaven, Still Alice, and Crazy Stupid Love. Toughie. But you're smart. You always pull it out just when I think you can't. Far From Heaven, Still Alice, Crazy Stupid Love. Okay, 7, 8 and 9 in your penultimate round are 3 music firsts. Music first number 1. Music first number 1. 1999 and 2000. 2 debut albums. These albums made her the best-selling teenager artist of all time. The latter album, i.e. the one in 2000, held a 15-year record for the fastest-selling album by a female artist. Who am I describing? Debut albums were 99 and 2000 respectively. These albums made her the best-selling teenage artist of all time. The latter album of the millennium year held a 15-year record for the fastest selling album by a female artist ever. Who is she? Is your music first number 1? '99, 2000, teenage. Okay with that one. Going back in time. The year is 1978. She was the first female artist to top the UK charts with a self-written song. Okay, 78, first female artist, music first number 2, to top the UK charts with a self-written song. She also was the first British solo artist to top the UK album charts. Who's that? 1978, the first female artist to top the UK charts with a self-written song. She was also the first British solo female artist to top the UK album charts. Is your excellent music first question number 2. Who's that? Hi Sinead, hi Bernie, hi Donna. Okay with the 78, first female artist to top the UK charts with a self-written song. She was also the first British solo female artist to top the UK albums charts. Good question. And your final music first. Going back in time even more, for all you oldies like me. In 1965, she became the first UK female artist to have a US number 1 during what I will define as the rock and roll era. So I'm excluding Vera Lynn in 1952, you'll be glad to know. So who in 1965 became the first UK female artist to have a US number one? Is your music first number 3? All with a female music first twist. Who would that have been? 65, first UK female artist to have a US number one. Okay, your final 3 before we play some tunes on a Saturday evening, and hopefully shortly, Paddy, you'll be delighted to know, we'll be able to have an extended license without fear of being cut off. Okay, so these, you're going to get a slide, a graphic if you like. These are phrases that we use. Okay, so you will get the meaning and the origin. So the initials of the phrase. I'm talking gibberish. What am I talking about? Let's put it up so you can figure it out. Famous phrase that we use, number 1. Okay, phrases that we use with meaning and origin, and of course the graphics. So the initials of this phrase are DLAGHITM. It means finding fault with something received as a favour. So you find fault with something, but it's been received as a favour. The origin of this expression or phrase that we use was while buying a horse, people would determine the horse's age and condition based on its teeth. Now there's one for you. And the initials of this phrase that we use, DLAGHITM. Meaning, find fault with something received as a favour, flip. That's the thanks you get. And the origin, while buying a horse, people would determine the horse's age and condition based on its teeth. Is your phrase we use number 1? Okay, phrase number 2 that we use. Getting the drift? Okay, phrase number 2. BITTW. It means family relationships are the most important. Family relationships are the most important. BITTW. The origin of this phrase, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. What is BITTW, please? The old visuals are good. When you think when we started we couldn't do anything like this, and we'll be able to do music and videos soon. There's always another level. And your final phrase, number 3. BTH. BTH. Meaning, end a quarrel or conflict. The origin of this phrase that we use originated back when the Puritans and Native Americans weapons would be concealed, rendering them inaccessible. BTH, meaning ending a quarrel or conflict. And the origin of this phrase or expression dates back to when the Puritans and Native Americans would conceal their weapons. Do you know this phrase? Okay, let's do a quick recap on round 3. So we had your 3 connections. What connects? Frank McCourt, cricket, and a 1980 David Bowie hit. What connects? The Torah Scrolls, Indiana Jones, and the Mountains of Ararat, or Mount Ararat. What connects? Rolls-Royce with a 1910 Gaston Leroux novel that became an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, and a Spirit. What connects? Your movie common denominators: Murder on the Orient Express, Dunkirk, and The Boat That Rocked. Your movie common denominator number 2, The Big Lebowski, Crazy Heart, and Fearless. Who appeared or starred in those 3? And your tricky movie common denominator number 3, Far From Heaven, Still Alice, and Crazy Stupid Love. Your musical first, female artist number 1, 1999 and 2000, 2 debut albums, the best-selling teenage artist of all time. Who is that? 78, the first female artist to top the UK charts with a self-written song. She was also the first British solo female artist to top the UK album charts. And your tricky musical first. In 1965, she became the first UK female artist to have a US number 1. And then we finished with your phrases from the initials, and let's put them up again. So we had your DLAGHITM, finding fault with something received as a favour. We had your BITTW, family relationships are the most important. And we finished with your BTH, ending a quarrel or conflict originating from the Puritans and Native Americans concealing their weapons. So your answers to round 3, and then we'll go into our tunes and wash down your party quiz on Saturday evening, the 14th of November, 8 months on. Thank you for your support and your encouragement, and for tuning in. Please like and share, subscribe, all of that good stuff you're doing. I'll keep doing your On This Day every day, and I'll keep you posted on our website. Thank you. And here's your answers to round 3. So, your connections. Frank McCourt, Angela's Ashes, cricket, the Ashes, David Bowie, Ashes to Ashes, the Ark of the Covenant, Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, Noah's Ark, Ararat, Phantom, Phantom of the Opera, Phantom as in spirit, as in Rolls-Royce, Kenneth Branagh, Murder on the Orient Express, Dunkirk, and The Boat That Rocked. Did you get Jeff Bridges? I'm sure you did. The Big Lebowski, Crazy Heart, and Fearless. But did you get the tricky Julianne Moore? Far From Heaven, Still Alice, and Crazy Stupid Love. Your female musical first, Britney Spears, Kate Bush, and Well Done Awesome. Anybody who got Petula Clark. Your phrases: don't look a gift horse in the mouth, blood is thicker than water, and bury the hatchet. So there you go. Keep sharing your scores out of thus far. Would that be 38? It would indeed. Well done, Pete. Keep posting your team names and your scores. I'll see you next weekend. We'll finish with 10 tunes where you have to identify the artist, and the theme is Poetry in Motion. And, well, I won't see you next weekend, but you'll see me. And thank you for tuning in. 10 artists from Poetry in Motion. You're going to get a few seconds because we don't want any hassle from the authorities. Big Brother. Okay, 10 10 Poetry in Motion. You have to identify the artists. Hopefully it will all become as clear as mud. And I'll be back to you shortly, imminently, presently. Okay, 10 artists. Poetry in Motion. The artist, please. Number 2 even.
Yeah, you always knew to wear it well, and you look so fancy, I can tell. I don't mind you hanging out and talking in your sleep. I guess you're just what I needed. I needed someone to feed.
Artist number 2. Poetry in Motion.
When the truth
Artist number 3.
is found to be lies, and all the joy within you dies. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love?
Artist number 4. Good luck.
Around us just fall apart. Maybe we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this dream together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now.
Poetry in Motion. Band Artist 5.
Working on mysteries without any clues. Working on our night moves. Trying to make some front page driving news. Working on our night moves.
Artist 6. Poetry in Motion.
Here in my car, I feel safest of all. I can lock all my doors. It's the only way to live in cars. Here in my car, I can only
fine, Rachel. We're nearly there. Poetry in motion. Almost there. 7 of 10. Artist, please.
Our love is like a ship on the ocean. We've been sailing with a cargo full of love and devotion. So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said I'd like to know.
Gramophone's away. Tune number 8. Who's this?
Walking through the terminal, I saw something beautiful. You left for your duty call. Next time, getting on the plane, that's when I see you again. I can't get you off my brain.
Two to go. Your penultimate poetry in motion. Who's this?
I took what I could get. She looked at me with big brown eyes and said, "Ain't seen nothing yet." But baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Here's something that you're never gonna forget.
And finally, who's this? I hope you had a good evening. Keep posting your team names and your scores, liking and sharing and keeping in touch with our little own quiz community. I'll keep you posted this week, as I always do, every day with On This Day and our website. Thank you. Thank you for your encouragement and your support. Keep posting those scores. And Rachel, you'll get off to bed shortly. And finally, we've reached the end of the line. Poetry in motion. Who's this?
What tomorrow will bring. Maybe a diamond ring.
Well, it's alright, even if they say you're wrong. Well, it's alright. Sometimes you gotta be strong. Well, it's alright, as long as you got someone to lay.
And we have reached the end of the line. I don't have a graphic, unfortunately, for the answers to the final round, so you just have to go and listen to my dulcet tones. Did you get REO Speedwagon? Take It on the Run? Did you get Just What I Needed? The Cars? Did you get Jefferson Airplane? Did you get Starship? Nothing's going to stop us now. Did you get the wonderful Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band with Night Moves? Of course you got Gary Newman with Cars. Did you get the Hughes Corporation with Rock the Boat? Don't rock the boat, baby. Did you get Busted, Air Hostess? Did you get Bachman Turner Overdrive? You ain't seen nothing yet. And we finished with End of the Line. And it is the end of the line for our party quiz for this Saturday evening. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you had a blast. Look after yourselves. Take care of one another in these weird times, and hopefully this little thing is a help. Stay tuned, stay safe, see you soon. Well, you'll see me. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Bless you all. Bye bye. Adios.